Good evening, guys. Back by popular demand. Billy and I from Monday morning to Monday night. Guys, tonight we're going to be talking about choosing an agent. You get what you pay for. Stay tuned. Good evening, Billy. How are you?
I'm good.
Having a drink of water.
Bit of H2O.
That's it. Guys, tonight we're going to be talking about choosing an agent. You get what you pay for. And just going through some of, I guess, the questions that you might have when you're looking at an agent in terms of level of service, fees, and all that sort of stuff as well.
Yeah.
Just to sort of, I guess, really get down to the nitty-gritty in terms of, so I guess for a lot of people out there that are looking to sell, especially now coming into the new year, the dynamic duo are back. Especially now coming into a new year where a lot of, I guess, people are thinking about, okay, now I'm going to come to the market, I'm thinking of selling. I guess what to look out for in an agent, what some of the pitfalls there are out there.
Yeah, before I guess you kind of get into the nitty gritty, I just wanted to throw a bit of quick fire at you.
Yeah,
and,
go ahead.
I guess see what your look. Have you maybe never sold a property, like personally, but what you would be looking for in an agent if you were to appoint one?
It's a good question.
I guess it's
put myself in a vendor's shoes.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like obviously working, having the opportunity to work with so many great clients and help their needs, but really look at what I guess the thought process is in appointing someone and the reasons behind potentially looking at someone like Michael versus or me versus
another agent out there. Good question. So I guess taking my real estate agent cap off and putting on a vendor cap, if I was looking to sell my place, the first thing I've been looking for is an agent A, that I get along with, B, that I trust, that's hungry, and that's got the experience there as well.
Yeah.
It's a combination of all those things, but I think, first of all, if you don't get along with your agent, like when you sit down that listing presentation, if you click and you feel like there's that sort of connection there, I feel like that's probably the number one thing initially.
Yeah.
Followed on by the second thing is the agent hungry? And I think that's a really, really big one in terms of there's a lot of agents out there, like in any industry, in terms of there's some ones that are really hungry. There's people that maybe that aren't as hungry as well. And as obviously I'm going to be biased because I am a real estate agent, but if I'm a vendor and I'm sitting across from an agent that goes, hey, I'm here to make a name for myself. I'm here to sell you for the best price. I'm going to work 7 days a week. I've got a lot of passion for property. That's something that sort of excites me a bit. And I know it's going to feed onto the buyers as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big thing there also.
All right. One thing that I have kind of thought is huge value for clients from an outsider's perspective is having like a team around the agent, and that can look like many different ways. It could be a team of media support, where you've got your property shining in all ways possible in terms of the marketing, which I have to say we've got a fantastic
amazing ladies in the media team at our agency, and I'm sure a lot of you guys out there can agree in terms of some of the stuff that's put out there on the Novak socials. As great as Billy and I are, we cannot take credit for a lot of that. We've got some lovely media ladies that just put out some amazing content out there. And it's nice from a vendor's perspective to know that, exactly like you said, your property is going to be portrayed in the best possible light.
Yeah. Anything, even down to like the admin kind of side of things. Obviously, you want the agent that you've engaged to be fully focused on selling. So to that you've got another person in the team that's giving a helping hand in the background with a lot of things. It gives the selling agent a little bit more time on the phones to be dealing with buyers. Obviously a quicker sort of reply to you as the client, not having to do everything as a one-man show.
Well, that's the thing. Like everyone, for example, with us, the way we operate as a team, everyone's sort of got their lanes as well, and you become really good at, I guess, your sort of niche. Whether it's communicating with buyers, vendors, on the assistant side, the admin side, getting properties ready, being there with a photographer, everyone really gets into their rhythm with it. And it just allows, as Billy said, as an agent, you can be on the phones more selling the property. And look, guys, all that stuff we just went through then, it does come at a price as well. For an agency to have that outlay in terms of spending money with a great media team behind them, assistants and so forth as well, which allows them to give the best possible service to a client, it is money out of their back pocket as well. And so the only way it's really funded is, of course, having happy clients and listing and selling property.
Yeah.
And if they're not listing and selling property, then they can't afford to pretty much deliver that service. And it's like anything in life, sort of, I guess, success breeds success and momentum breeds momentum. And the more, I guess, active you are, the better service you can provide, the sharper your blade is when you're negotiating with buyers. It just keeps all feeding onto itself as well.
Yeah, and I think especially when someone's, as you say, working in their lane and has got a really good skill, good skill set, it's best put to use when that's kind of what they're focusing on, and not having to divert away from other things. So we see as a team, our best results come when everyone's firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, correct.
And that's across all the different price points. And I think that's if I was a vendor looking on the outside as to who to appoint, looking beyond who is sitting in front of you, at the coffee table or who's in front of the office, and seeing who's in the background as well.
100%. And that's the thing, and that sort of feeds on to the next point as well, I guess, when you're looking at an agent. And this, obviously, there's Northern Beaches, which is our core area, but all across Australia as well. You want to look at what their results are as well. Look at their reviews, because I guess the reviews are from you guys, the clients, the vendors. And generally, if you're not happy, you're going to say. If you're happy, you're going to say as well. And you just look and see what those reviews those agents have gotten also. Because once again, and I'm sure anyone who out there who has sold and interviewed a few different agents has seen generally there's a drastic difference sometimes in terms of what sort of commission an agent's going to offer. And it's the age-old saying, you pay for what you get. And if there's an agent out there that might have a cheaper commission, look, maybe they don't have as many reviews, maybe they're not as active in the marketplace, and obviously they just want to get business, and I guess maybe commission's the only thing they can really work on to get that business. Or not necessarily saying the best ways, but maybe the agent that's too expensive, maybe they're just trying to rip you off. So make sure you're not getting ripped off there as well. Yeah. Sometimes there's a happy middle point also. But it's more of a holistic view to make sure that you're not just looking solely at what an agent's going to charge you, but more what's the service that they can provide.
Activity is a big one.
Activity, yeah.
So recent sales, recent reviews. I kind of heard it's you're as good as your last result, which in some fields is probably a little bit more accurate than others.
Yep.
But I think it's reassuring for anyone out there, if they haven't sort of transacted real estate in a little while, to find someone who's active in the marketplace.
Yeah, exactly. You just want to know as a vendor that you're in good hands, and that even though sometimes it may not appear from the outset, you go, why are they doing this, why are they doing that, that you know that, okay, follow the process, they're going to get the result for me, and it's proven time and time again before. To have that track record, is impeccable with it.
Now, are there any kind of quick fire questions you would throw at an agent sitting across you?
Yeah.
The table from you?
Yeah. So I feel like as an owner, what would I want to know? I'd want to know, what commission do you charge? I'd want to know, what are your recent sales that are similar to my property, or recent sales that I guess qualifies you to be selling my property? How does it work in terms of your marketing? Yeah. So what does it look like in terms of advertising my property? What is it going to cost me to put my property on the market?
I really like, have you got anything on the market similar at the moment?
Yeah.
I think if you're working with an active pool of buyers, that have come through a property, obviously there's going to be some buyers there that it wasn't quite right for them.
Yeah.
But anything, new coming on is, you're going to have some momentum right from the get-go.
Exactly. If you're an animal, what animal would you be? Just joking. Actually, even ask them just a silly question as well, just to throw them to see if they've got a sense of humor. And look, the way it's actually very good as well, and I probably should touch on it before, with an agent, you should always also be mystery shopping them. So by that, I mean, go through their open homes, put an inquiry on one of their properties before we even alert to them that you're a seller.
That's a good one, actually.
I think that's a really good one there, because most good agents, as soon as they know that someone's thinking of selling off, is of course going to try and service them to the best of their abilities. But before they know you're a seller, if you mystery shop them, you'll see the way they treat your buyers as well. So you want to see, are they intensive on inquiries? Do they give the information quickly and concisely? Are they sort of helpful to my needs in terms of showing the property and so forth as well? And see the way that they deal with you as a buyer. Because that's a great tell sign to see. Obviously, if you list with them, that's the way they're going to treat your buyers also.
That's a really good point. And access outside of those scheduled open homes. There's lots of little testers you could put out there.
100%. A good agent should be like, wow, I was really actually happy with the way they serviced me as a buyer there as well. And funnily enough, when you go through all that, generally what you'll find is that agent, I guess that offered the best service, generally doesn't tend to be the cheapest. For some of those points we touched on before in terms of, unfortunately, to run at a high level, to have a team, to have media and all that, it does cost funds. And of course, you want the agent to be able to fund that, to be able to get you, obviously, the best possible price. And look, guys, the difference between an expensive agent and a cheap agent relative to a property value, where you're talking hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, we're talking 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5% difference of the final sale price versus an agent that can get you 5%, 10%, 15% more. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for that expertise. So what I hear a lot is in terms of people go, well, a property sells itself. You don't need a real estate agent. And you know what? The truth is that properties do sell themselves, 100%. You can put property on the market and you could sell it tomorrow. But how do you know you're getting the best price for it? There's a reason why real estate agents are in there and have the job as well. And there's a reason why vendors, people aren't silly. People are very savvy with it now, especially with the internet as well. If there was the ability on a mass scale for people to sell their own properties without real estate agents and know that they've got the best possible result and negotiate it, then of course they would. But I guess what we're doing all day, every day, which is negotiating property, marketing property, this is our field of expertise. We literally spend 12 hours a day here, 8:30 on a Monday night, going through fine-tuning our blade to make sure that we know that you as a client are getting the best possible result. For example, like if I met with a lady today that was selling like beauty and cosmetic products. If I was looking to sell that until I got my ability of how to do it, I have absolutely no clue. And I definitely wouldn't be getting the best results for my clients. It's the same idea. You don't know what you don't know, and as much as you might think you know it, it's until you're actually amongst it as well.
So there's a few little pointers for you.
Yeah, a couple of tips there.
I think, if you're considering it, start with a mystery shop.
Yeah, I think start with a mystery shop first, and then after that, start with a mystery shop. Get the agents through. Get the agents that are transacting regularly in your area. Do the interview. See who you feel comfortable with. But please, guys, and we're not just saying this in terms of saying choose us or anything like that, but don't choose the agent just based off the price. Choose for the service that they offer. Like within the title here, you pay for what you get for. Make sure that you're going, is this the service that I want? If that's the case, then you work with that agent. And that's probably going to, A, give you the best experience, and B, land you the most amount of money in your pocket.
That's it.
That's it, guys. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Have a good evening.
Cheers.